All right. You are listening to the Deadman's Tome podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Deadman. And this is the show that is broadcast live deep in the heart of Meth County, Texas. It's also the show that's been completely demonetized because the voice you're hearing now is just too damn sexy. What can I tell you? I don't understand it, but that's literally the message. That's the email that I received from Google, is that the bulk of your content is too sexually gratifying. And this voice you're hearing is the bulk of the content. So, make sense of that. Anyway, with me here tonight is Brian J. Smith. How's it going?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I'm doing great. Life's been treating me pretty well, I'd imagine, I guess. But it's good to have you again. You've been on here, I think, in May,
twice. Right? I was here in May. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You were talking about your book, Dark Avenues, which is, I believe, a short story collection, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. So tonight we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some of the stuff. I think you have a book that's in the works right now. But we're also going to talk about a matchup between Jason Statham and Keanu Reeves. Which one of these guys has the better likelihood of surviving a Saw scenario and other horror scenarios? I think Brian J. Smith is going to be taking the Keanu Reeves defense, and I'll be on Jason Statham. I mean, not on him literally, not like that.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. But yeah. So before we get into that, a quick reminder for everybody, Mr. Smith. Yeah, last name, Mr. Smith. It sounds like something from The Matrix.
I know.
And it's like by accident that we talked about Keanu Reeves tonight. Agent Smith. Mr. Smith. That was his name, right? Was it Agent Smith?
Yeah. Agent Smith.
It was just by accident. That's how I roll. By accident. It just happenstance. Things just fall into place like that. There's really no planning. It's all chaotic. Anyway. So, all right. Quick reminder. Plug your book, Dark Avenues, and the feedback on it, and why people should pick up a copy.
Well, it's got some really good short stories in it. There's some apocalypse stories in there. There's nothing like COVID-19 or anything like that, but there's some really good stories in it. Some of the stories are personal to me, they have a connection with me on a personal level.
Okay.
I always give a little piece of myself when I present these stories. Like, there's a story in there called Big Brother.
Okay.
I've always been a good big brother to my little sister, and you know how big brothers always are. No matter how old our sisters get, we're always going to be protective.
That's how we should be. Now hold on. Hold on. I mean, if I were to call your little sister, would she say this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. Okay. But yeah, big brothers should be protective. They should be protective.
And I mean, there's how can I say this? There's a story about the title story is something I used to do when I was a child. I went to camp and I did headstone rubbings, and I loved them. I would like to do them again, but I could never find the time to do them. But I always thought as a kid that was like one of the, that's like one, cool to just tape a piece of paper to a headstone, rub some chalk on it, and you'd have an exact composite of these people's headstones.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's pieces of myself in these stories. They're personal. There's something about them that says, hey, I know what it's like to be a big brother. And this is a story about how it's like to be a big brother, even though your sister is a vampire, or, how it is to, what you would do. Like, there's another story in there that's called Rightful Place.
Okay.
How would you feel if you and your loved one, your wife, or someone that you've loved so much, was if you were going to die in the same spot, where would you want to be? Would you want to just, I'm just going to stay home and just, we're just going to die in a bedroom. We're just going to die in the house that we grew up in. Or would you want to go to the place where you made it happen on the beach? Would you want to go to a hotel room where you proposed? Where would you want to go to spend your last days together? We all want to spend our last days with, our loved one. We always want to. And that's what that story examined, is like, where would you want to go if you and your loved one were dying?
Yeah.
And like Stiff Breeze, which is the very last story in the book, that came to me when I went to, you'll read this in the forward of the story. I was going I was doing some things around town, and I went to the corner market, stopped by, pick up some few things. And this guy's like, well, what they're talking about. This breeze, they say there's all kinds of stuff in the breeze. We just don't even know about it. And of course, this guy couldn't decide between the cosmic brownie or the double-decker fudge round. And I said, I suggest you get the cosmic brownie. Some people will have their own opinion about, well, it's a fudge round and it's a little bigger than the cosmic brownie, but then the cosmic brownie's got them little rainbow sprinkles on top of it,
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
But he never told me what he went for. So I kind of took that whole little, there's things inside the breeze thing, and I kind of went home and said, you know what? Yeah, I got to do something with that. That was kind of thrown at me in a way,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be a fool if I didn't do anything with this, But yeah, I mean, there's pieces of myself in these stories. There's questions that have come to me in the past, and I answer them through these short stories.
Okay. And I like that. I mean, the short stories are a product of you. They represent. They are it sounds like a reflection of you. There's little pieces of you in the stories, and I like that you're willing to do that. I read a few of the stories in the collection. I definitely enjoyed it. I see that it has like 5 stars, 5-star review over there on Amazon. So it seems like the feedback has been pretty good.
Which stories did you enjoy? Did you?
I believe it was like the first 2, because I was just skimming through as I normally do. What was it? Lindley Road.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was the other one?
I think it's Dice is after that one.
Think so. Not sure. But yeah, I definitely enjoy those. They're pretty good. Now, you have another book in the works, which we'll talk about later on.
Yes.
Before we do so, there's, I guess, as a topical thing, Aunt Jemima is being canceled. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, it's all over Facebook and YouTube and my newsletters. I get in my email and don't remember signing up for. But yeah, I see it in there. I think it's a little. I don't know what they're trying to get with that. I'm not trying to I just don't understand what they're trying to get with that. I mean, what are they trying to do?
They're trying to end racism, Brian J. Smith. This is their way of ending racism. This is it.
Well, I mean,
racism's over.
Has been a staple for a long time, though.
Well,
we've always walked up to a bottle. What about Mrs. Butterworth?
Oh, no. If they cancel Mrs. Butterworth, I will fucking riot. I will. When I go get syrup, if I don't want to spend good money, get like the fancy good shit, I get Mrs. Butterworth.
Yeah,
that's what I get. All right, Aunt Jemima, I don't really get her syrup. Sometimes I get her pancake mix, but then I get some Mrs. Butterworth on there.
Yeah. But I mean, to me, I understand what they're doing, but then it's like, well, wouldn't you want people to go off and go, hey, I'm comfortable buying this syrup that has a black woman on the label. I'm comfortable with this. It's like with this thing with Paw Patrol. them wanting
Paw Patrol.
to take out Chase. Okay, Chase is one of the staples of that group.
Right?
Okay, my nephew loves Chase. Okay, my 7-year-old nephew, he loves Chase. I'm not sure, but Chase is not.
He's not a bad cop.
No,
Chase is like your neighborhood friendly, civil servant cop. He's there to help you out. You have a cat stuck in a tree, he's going to help you out. But he's going to get onto that.
He's like
what's
he's
that
like
villain?
The cop.
Sorry.
He's like the cop that pulls up to the kids playing basketball and shoots hoops with it.
Right.
If you remember, there was a cop that actually did that. They got him on video where he'd been called to a noise.
Right, a noise complaint. They do that stuff. Noise complaint.
He went in there and her like, well, you guys aren't really making noise, and this person right here is just, so he just starts playing hoops with him. And that's what Chase is like to me. That's what Chase is like. Chase is the cop that goes off and says, "Hey, I'll play basketball with you guys. So just we just got to keep just remember, keep the noise down because there are people." Yeah, but I mean, no, I just don't. I mean, why would you? Yeah,
I don't know. Aunt Jemima's fired from what I hear. It's being canceled, and it sounds like I guess the brand started with like with some racist ways. They have some racist origins, I suppose, with like a.
They're going to redo the label, I guess, from what I saw on Yahoo. They're just going to redo the label. I think they're going to keep the name, but they're going to redo the label.
So wait, if they redo the label, are they not going to have a black lady on the label? Can you not have a black lady on the? Can you not have a black face on the label?
I'm assuming. I mean, like I said, I've seen it on Yahoo. It's on Facebook. They're saying we're gonna change the name. We're gonna change the label. We're gonna change this and that. And I'm like, okay, who the hell do I believe this time?
Right.
You guys can't make up your mind. When you make up your mind, get back to me.
I mean, they can't really change the brand. If they did, it would just be dead. Like, what are they going to call it? Something different? Like Aunt Jay or Aunt Jim, or like, how do you change that? And you know what? Here's the thing. This product probably does have. It could possibly have like some racist origins. A lot of these products do. Because guess what? Back in the day, a long time ago, oh man, people were doing minstrel shows. People were doing blackface, like openly. Say, hey, by the way, some of these politicians that are in power right now have done blackface. Yeah, and they're probably not on the side you think they're on. Anyway, more of that stuff comes out. So a lot of these products, Coke, Pepsi included, probably have some racist origins. How far do you want to go? How far? Because if you dig deep enough, you're going to find a reason to cancel them for their past.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I would say, even if Aunt Jemima... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I think it was Jamie Foxx that came to, the actor Jamie Foxx that came to Jimmy Fallon's defense when he was on SNL. Jimmy Fallon, he did a blackface.
Yeah, he did.
Skit.
He did.
And people were like, you did blackface. You did blackface. And there's Jamie Foxx going, hey, guys, that happened a long time ago.
Right. People are using people's past to burn them, to bury them, even with brands, even with all sorts of stuff. It's like they want to. It's justification to destroy something,
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but I don't think anything's really going to pass the purity test if you go digging deep. You go far enough. I don't know if anything's really going to pass the purity test.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit. Yeah. But yeah, Mrs. Butterworth, that better not get canceled. That's my syrup of choice. What about Uncle Ben's? Uncle Ben's rice. That's good rice.
It is. I think I've had it one time in like.
Oh, I get it more than once.
4 years.
I get.
I think I've had it
Uncle
one time
Ben's
in like 4 years.
Wild rice. I like it wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so I don't know what the message is here, and if they do change the label, they get rid of her face. It's like, so what's the signal you're sending? No black faces on products. Okay.
Gotcha.
Good luck with that. Is that equality. Is that what we're looking for? Good job, guys. We solved it. Racism over. Out of all the things. Ah, shit. You know what? We joke around about this, but I'm sure one of us probably has a follower or someone we know who's going to be like, oh, they just don't understand. Probably send us a message later on. Like, you don't understand.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay. I also don't really care either because it's stupid. We're fighting over something that's stupid. But Mrs. Motherwort is not stupid. That is serious.
No. I buy the cheap syrup.
Yeah.
I buy the cheap syrup, the great value, that kind of stuff there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll kind of look at Butterworths and go, that's got to be some good stuff. Or I'll look at like Log Cabin.
Log Cabin is good too. But you know what? They could probably say that's racist. They'd be like, who built that log cabin? A black guy.
I actually made somebody angry on Facebook yesterday and took it like a champ, in the words of Negan from Walking Dead. Took it like a champ because they had a meme on there that had these cars. They were going down the like a funeral drive, and they had Confederate flags.
Yeah.
On them, and they said, "Would you join this parade?" I would tip my hat, but I wouldn't join them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have my opinion about the Confederate flag. Other people have theirs. Yeah. I mean, if anyone's willing to say, well, you should, but then there's like, I know what's behind that flag though.
That flag has a pretty deep history. It's a complicated history.
Yeah.
Someone suggested at Deadman's Tome to do an episode talking about the history of that flag. I'm like, I don't know if that's really Deadman's Tome stuff. I mean, I get it. I mean, I would definitely tackle that, but I would need to do some reading first before I start doing that. And that's probably what I'll do. But I guess the meaning behind it, like the message, the symbology, and all that. Symbolism, symbology. what am I talking about? But anyway, so yeah. I mean, I don't know if I would join that parade either. I mean, that flag has some, has some bad blood on it.
Yeah.
That flag was raised for a reason. They say states' rights, but what was that right for?
Yeah.
When you get down to it, it's like the right was to enslave people. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing.
No.
It gets messy. I know some people. I guess some people are so disconnected from that past. They see the flag more like a sign of rebellion. I kind of get that a little bit. I'm a huge fan of Pantera, right? And I think sometimes I don't know if I'm making something up, but I remember there was like that flag in Pantera would like kind of, maybe it was the crowd, the people that would watch Pantera live, it would just sort of like cross. And like, why is that? Is it because they're racist, or is it because they're embracing the rebellious nature of the Pantera, music, the sound? Like, what is it? What is it? I don't know. Like, I can't say for sure whether or not that person.
Like they banned it from NASCAR races now.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to flow the NASCAR races. I'm going. That's gonna make a lot of NASCAR fans mad because that's like, if there's not like a Jeff Gordon or a Dale Earnhardt Jr., which those guys have retired now. If there's not somebody's number on the back of somebody's truck, there's a Confederate flag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean, I've seen a lot of when Junior and Jeff Gordon were actually racing. You've seen a lot of flags. You've seen a lot of American flags and Confederate flags and racer flags flying. But I mean, it's like, in a way, it's kind of like you're telling them what they can represent and what they can't. Which that's like the only thing I have wrong about banning the Confederate flag. Like, hey, if I can go off and I can, like, if I can wave a pride flag, okay, and tell people I believe in lesbian, gay,
sure,
I believe in all that.
I'm cool with that too. If you want to be as lesbian as you want or as gay as you want, I'm cool with that too. But I'm also cool with like freedom of expression. But yeah.
They respect my rights to believe in that stuff. Right. They don't have to like it, but they have to respect it. Just like I would go off and say, well, you chose to wave that Confederate flag because that's your expression. That's how you express yourself. That's how you express, this is what I believe in. I believe in rebel. I believe in rebellion. I believe in, what the Confederate what the Confederate stood for. I don't like it, but I respect their decision.
Yeah.
I respect their.
And part of that too is because there's so many, I guess if you want to call them memes, if you will, associated to that flag of like, it's rebellion. It is for states' rights. It's for slavery. Oh, we're going to ignore that. It's for states' rights. I think that makes things complicated is when you see black people wave the Confederate flag. I've seen that before.
Yeah.
It is like, okay, all right, man, all right. But that's happened before.
Yeah.
It's complicated. It's not as simple. And I try to keep an open mind. I do. Like if I saw someone wave a Confederate flag, I'll be like, well, I don't know outright if they're racist or not. They might have some ideas associated with that flag. From a Facebook post, from a Twitter post, I don't know 100%.
Yeah.
If I sat down and talked to them and they start talking about like ethno state shit, then I'm like, okay, you sound kind of like alt-right, like neo-Nazi shit.
Yeah.
But even then, I would be like, why do you think that? Like, aren't you married to a Hispanic person or be like? So, I would sit down and have a conversation maybe, but I don't know. Things get complicated, man.
Oh yeah.
And anymore, especially now with the way things are, because it's election year. That's why all this disruption is happening. Every 4 years, shit it gets crazy.
Oh yeah.
And it's dialed up to, I've never seen it to this level, but god damn. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about your new book. What's going on with it?
Well, it's a zombie novel. It's a zombie novel that's caused by COVID-19. And it's about a guy. His name is Colin. And he is known as, in the zombie survivor community, he's known as the river rat. If you need any supplies, if you need like bottled water, inhalers, whatever, this guy fetches it.
Wait, okay? Why a river rat? Is this like a...
He does it in a boat, okay? He drives around the boat. That way, because he's like, okay, I can get more on a boat than I can get on a truck. Or I can get these places a lot more quicker if I park my boat here and go like 4 blocks that way. Well, he does this all up and down the Ohio River, and he'll go certain places, and he will give supplies. So you don't have to leave the house and risk your life. He does it. Yeah. But he doesn't ask for money.
Wait, he does it for free?
He does it for free, and there's a reason. I don't want to ruin it all.
Okay, there has to be a reason.
He does it.
There has to be a reason.
Well, there is.
Okay.
But what I can say is he's making up for something he did in the past.
He used to own slaves.
Pretty much what I can tell you. Yeah. What's that?
He used to own slaves in his past.
No. This is something completely different.
Okay.
But
he killed someone. I'm trying to guess.
No. He gets an offer from these 2 kids, and they say, "Hey, our parents are in Texas. They're holed up in this army fort. Our brother's there. Our parents are expecting us there. We need to get there. Will you do it for us?" Sure. So he goes to take them. He gets robbed by these 3 guys. They take his spark plug out of his boat and they throw it in the river. Without the spark plug, he ain't going anywhere.
Okay.
So he says, okay, would you guys know of a place where I can get one? They're like, yeah, there's an auto shop on the other side of town. So on top of the fact that, long story short, he's got 3 more survivors, and these kids. Actually, he's got 4 more survivors, and these kids. He's got to race across town to get this spark plug, to get his boat back running, and fulfill the promise that he gave to these kids. While there's an army coming after them, and there's an army coming the northwest of them. So they're about to be surrounded. And they've only got so much time. It's only like 5 people. And they're just running through town. And it's this big, I mean, it's one of those novels that just, you got to stay in, because these guys are constantly moving. Something's constantly happening. There's breathers at the end, but there's something constantly happening.
Okay.
And if it's not the zombies, there's a gang that's trying to shoot them. There's wear and tear in the group. There's paranoia. There's all this stuff, and it's taken its good old time to get. There's stuff I want to add to it. There's chapters I want to add to it that will make the book better. I should have done it when I wrote it, but didn't. And I'm like 3 chapters away from having this draft done.
Okay. And
yeah,
last time you were on, wasn't this novel being shopped somewhere?
No.
Okay.
I was going to shop it somewhere. I'm still going to shop it somewhere. It's just with everything that's going on around me, like I've had a lot of things take up time. It's not like, bad thing. It's just that, I've had 2 power outages. My basement flooded. My brother came down with turf toe and a sore throat.
Turf toe?
Yeah, it's where you get like a light sprain in your toes. Athletes get it a lot.
Okay.
And he had to wear a boot. He couldn't drive. I was driving us everywhere. I was taking care of him. He had a sore throat on top of that. And I'm going, is there anything else that could possibly happen? Oh, let's see here. Let's have 2 rainstorms hit. Let's have 2 people hit power poles and knock out power for my whole block. Oh, yeah, and by the way...
Wait.
I'm fine.
Wait. Why were they knocking out power poles? Were these rioters or something?
No, they couldn't see. It was raining so bad that these people could not see, so they were crashing into power poles.
Okay.
There was one where this guy literally hit a power pole, and
I was worried about you
went
for a second.
down.
I was worried about you. I thought maybe you were like in deep with some riot shit. I was like, what?
No. It hasn't even hit down here. It hit up in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
It was around Columbus, Ohio, but it hasn't gone down here. And
well, I imagine your neighborhood. I would imagine your neighborhood has guns and would be able to protect themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and my landlord had sent plumbers here to pump the water out of the basement. Halfway through them pumping the water out of the basement, the power goes out again. I'm 6 feet. The water was up to my knees.
Oh, damn, dude. Like, are you...
Yeah. My furnace had like 2 inches of water in the bottom of it. My landlord just ended up drilling a hole in the bottom of it and getting all the water out.
That's horrible.
So with all that,
like how could you get any writing done or anything done with that stuff? I mean, these are real life matters that have to be taken care of. Like, I live in Texas. I don't even know what a fucking basement is. I live in Houston, Texas. I definitely don't know what a basement is. But how do you get water out of that?
Well, the sub pump was like overwhelmed and it just blew up. So we ended up getting a new sub pump. My landlord put a new sub pump in. He ended up putting a new hot water tank in because that hot water tank was installed in '99, and he's like, "Oh my God, this is old." So he ended up putting another hot water tank in. I got all that stuff fixed. I'm like, okay, finally, I can sit down and I can do some more of this. And I did like 7 chapters. I'm going, okay, I'm getting on the verges. I'm almost done. My niece and nephew come up, and that's worthy of me putting it aside. Okay. And it's just like I'm finally getting this done. I'm getting this stuff out of the way, and I'm finally picking back up on it now. It's really going good. It's like I said, I'm almost done with the first draft.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're almost done with the first draft. You had to deal with some real life scenarios, some real life shit to do that.
Yeah.
So anyone who's listening that's a writer who's like, I can't find the time to write, listen to Brian Smith. Like, he couldn't find the time to write. He was dealing with some real life shit, and he still did. He found it. Look at that. I mean, come on. Anyway.
Yeah.
But okay. But you said zombies. Now, a lot of us, myself included, are like, zombies are kind of tired. And I say this, I have an anthology out called Bikers versus the Undead. I push that thing out even now. I know what I'm up against. People are tired of zombies. So, how does it differ? My angle is that, look, man, you like bikers, you like the image of bikers, like riding in and beating the shit out of fucking, like, flesh eaters. You're going to love this
like
shit.
Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, like that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
If you like that, you're going to like this book. It has none of that, like, emo stuff or a bunch of people soaping and moping around about, like, oh, my feelings, all that. No. It's zombie slaying, very simple. Bikers coming in, gunning, beating rotters up with their bats or whatever they're using. And that's my take. Now, what about your book?
Well, it's just these people are they're just. I mean, zombies. The zombies in this one are the ones are the type I like. I don't like the ones that run.
Oh no, I think the ones that run are trying too hard, and it doesn't make any sense. Like if your body, if your body is rotten and rotting, your legs, your bone, the muscle, and all that, it's all rotten.
Yeah.
How are your legs going to be able to run and support you? You would collapse.
Do not get me wrong. Zack Snyder did a hell of a job with Dawn of the Dead. Okay.
Zack Snyder's remake of Dawn of the Dead might be one of the best movies he made. Changed my mind.
And World War Z, I tried it. I liked it. But still, I just don't like a zombie that runs. I like to have a chance. Okay. But my take are the slow, lethargic, the kind that when you turn around and see them, they either have a missing arm, a chunk of their face torn off, their intestines are spilled out on the ground, and they're dragging them like a dog drags a leash. Those are the kind I like to write about. Those are the kind I like to, I want to see those. Those are the kind I like, Yeah,
I like those kind too. I favor them over the parkour try-hard zombies that are like, come on, man, you wouldn't be able to pull that shit off when you were mortal. Now that you're dead, now you're doing parkour stuff. Come on, I can't. Like, they were doing that in World War Z, right? Were they doing like parkour shit?
They were like climbing up walls and stuff, and you're like,
bullshit. Yeah. See, I remember watching that movie. I was like, wait. That motherfucker, when he was alive, when he was living, couldn't do that shit, and now he can do it. Now that he's dead or had some virus in him or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't believe that.
World War Z, wonderful movie. You can't. But to me, it's just like, no, that's just, they're not supposed to be like doing backflips off the walls and shit. This is not like, zombies and BMX or something like that, or I like the slow, lethargic, rotting kind. There's something, because you got to know what happened to these people. They didn't just get infected; they got bit. You want that piece of them to be like, when you see the one with the intestines, you're like, oh, I know what happened to that motherfucker. When you see the one with the missing arm, you're like, oh, I know what happened to them.
Right.
Their arm got ripped off. Their stomach got torn out. Yeah, you want to know what happened to them, because you're like, well, they did come up from the grave.
Yeah.
Some of these guys come up from the grave, and they bit this one, and then they bit this one. So you want to show the wound. You want to show that off,
Yeah, and I like the slow moving ones too. I think that it's the thing about the numbers. The numbers may eventually overcome any sort of like barrier. Maybe I don't know. It depends on the fortification that a place may have. But I mean, what kind of zombie are we talking about? We're talking about like reanimated from the dead, or are we talking like it's I guess a zombie, like a virus that just like changes you?
It's a virus that woke them up. Instead of COVID-19, like, okay, you guys got to like stay indoors. Go ahead, stay indoors. But while you guys are walking around wearing masks, these guys are coming up out of the grave. And if they bite you, yeah.
Okay, so it is reanimated from the dead. I like that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what George Romero did. That stuff was very cool. I know it's kind of campy. It's like, how does the dead come back to life? How do they get through the coffin and all that shit? Yeah, sure. I mean, that's kind of, there's some make believe in it, but it's just the horror runs with that stuff. It's like the fear of the unknown, and you don't even have to bother explaining it. I like it better. Like, now, does your zombie novel, does it explain like the origin of the virus and how it works and all that?
It was made from a lab, and somebody just dropped the vial and just said, you know what? It is what it is.
Like the
There's
Wuhan
nothing I
flu.
can do.
Like it came from a lab from China.
Yeah.
Near a wet market.
Yeah. It started from China and went all the way around.
It probably did. See, if anyone's gonna make a zombie virus, it's gonna be China. It's gonna be China. They're the ones that are gonna be doing that.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
I asked Mandy G in the chat what her opinion is of the Aunt Jemima thing. Not to bring it up here, but I like her take. She was like, imagine taking away a nice woman of color who doesn't do anything but bring you delicious pancakes and doesn't loot your grocery store. okay. But yeah, I get you. Like, she's like a lot of people who like enjoy Aunt Jemima's pancakes and syrup don't know anything about the minstrel show origins or anything. They just know Aunt Jemima's the face they see in the breakfast time because it's good fucking pancakes and good syrup.
Yeah.
It might not be the best quality.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some pretentious snobs maybe will argue that, but
I've had a lot of people tell me that Butterworth is better than Log Cabin.
Buttersworth is pretty damn fucking good, dude. I will kill someone for that shit. I mean that seriously.
You cannot settle the debate between Butterworth or Aunt Jemima. I've done that before, and I've caused a whole bunch of ruckus. So I don't even. That's like one debate I leave. I walk away from and let people.
blindfolded. I could tell you which one's Buttersworth and which one's Aunt Jemima. I might be tested on that, but I'm pretty sure I could. And if I'm wrong, then I guess I don't know. Man. But so your zombie story, your zombie novel. Now,
yeah.
Okay, have you been following The Walking Dead? Because I stopped. I stopped after Rick.
I have not followed The Walking Dead. I've watched all three George Romero's. When my mom was pregnant for me the day before I was born, they saw a double feature at a drive-in.
Oh, that's nice.
Night of the Living Dead and Day of the Dead.
The reason why I bring this up,
not Day, it's Night and Dawn. My bad. Sorry.
The reason why I bring this up is because there's a point in time in The Walking Dead where the zombies no longer look like zombies, but they look more like skeletons, and it's like, okay, why are they still reanimated then? How does that affect your book? Like, is that a thing that happens where the longevity of a zombie might be an issue, or is that not really a thing?
It's not really a thing. There's like a few of them where I mentioned, like, they're skeletal, like they're starting to rot. They're starting to get to where they're not looking like zombies anymore, where they're looking like skeleton, but there's still some skin, there's still some, eyes, there's still some some meat on the bones. My mom used to say there's still some meat on the bones,
There's some meat in
but
the
it's
bones.
not going
all
to
right.
last. Yeah, but it's not going to last for long.
Right.
Okay, eventually this person is going to just, fall over. A pothole in the road, a rock in the grass. They're gonna trip and they're just not gonna have strength to get back up again.
You know what?
But,
I was thinking something real fast. You know, it'd be great. I haven't seen this in The Walking Dead with the amount of like lip injections women are getting. We should see some zombies that their zombie face, their zombie mouth doesn't look zombified. It looks like it's like plastic to take it on. Because that wouldn't rot. That's just plastic. It's just right there. Maybe when all the flesh falls off and the whatever's holding it together, I guess the muscle and tissue, maybe it falls off. But like really, we should see some stuff in like future zombie movies or shows or whatever where like it seems more real. Like maybe a chick that's all rotten but her boobs are like fine. Like not affected at all.
Like you can see like you can see an implant sticking up out of a piece of skin or something.
Yes. That would be great. I think even just a zombie movie, I think that would differentiate just enough to make the zombie genre for like movie anyway kind of compelling, at least for a little bit, because it offers a different look, and it's like kind of like, this looks goofy, but that's kind of like how you would look.
Yeah.
At least if you're in California or whatever. In LA. Oh shit. Can you imagine the zombies over there? Man.
Surfer dudes.
Oh man.
Surfer dudes.
Okay. I like someone in the chat. Mixed martial anime. A zombie with big ass titties. Yes, a zombie with big ass fake titties and maybe a big fake ass too, because that's happening too. A big fake ass.
Yeah.
So you see like the skeletal decaying zombie thing, but like the ass looks fine and the breasts look fine.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If I'm in the mood, I might still hit it. I don't know.
they may get somebody's attention. Next thing you know, there's like 4 of them pulling them back. He's gonna be like, now it's one of those times I should not have checked her out.
right. Shit, man. Shit. So okay, I understand that. Like you're working on some chapters, and I understand. I think you told me earlier that you're kind of like beating yourself up over the book. There are some issues, whatever that you're having.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This happens with a lot of writers. Now,
a lot of my brother wrote one. It's not published yet, but he's always like telling me like, look, when in doubt, go with your gut.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'll go with my gut. But I mean, if I have a question about something, I'll be like, you know what? I'll just go with my gut, and we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Man, a lot of those times, though, you might end up questioning things that... shit. I mean, sometimes you might look at your prose or whatever and be like, man, all this is garbage. I just want to delete all of it.
Yeah, like, there were times where I was looking at this and I wanted to start over again. But I'm thinking, do I really feel like pulling my teeth out without Novocaine? Or do I just want to, like, put a bullet through my foot? Which one do I want to do? Do I fix this up? I fixed it up, and like I said, I mean, it sounded more like me every day. It's sounding more like the Dark Avenues me. If you look at the Pros and Dark Avenues, there's a lot of that in this book, and it's starting to come into shape. And recently, I had somebody read that, and they told me, they said, you are so original, it's not funny. It's literally like you have your own prose, you have your own topic, you have your own thing, and this is going to be good for you, because I wanted to pass along some good news. If that's okay.
That's fine. Oh, hey, but one thing we haven't talked about yet, we need to get into this, which is pretty much the
Go
thumbnail
ahead.
for the YouTube part of this video, or this podcast, is Keanu Reeves versus Jason Statham. Which one of these guys would most likely survive a Saw scenario? Who do you think would survive?
Keanu.
Really? Keanu? I mean,
I think he would. I mean, whereas Statham, he could kind of like.
Statham
I'm
kicks
trying to
ass
think.
in all his movies. Statham kicks ass in
Yeah.
all his movies. He might look like
Oh,
a
yeah, 'cause
meth addict
yeah.
at times, but he kicks ass in all his movies.
Because I remember going to see Transporter in the theater.
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to come out on my birthday in 2001. And then, 9/11, they said, yeah, we're going to push this back to October. So I'm like, what the hell? I wanted to see that movie. And I got to wait one more month to go. Yeah. And I mean, who can deny themselves the scene in the bus station where he's covered in grease and he just puts them damn bike pedals on, And I mean, he'd be able to kind of, slip through a few things, but I think Keanu would kind of take the time and go, okay, I know what he wants me to do. I get this, and I'm going to, I'm going to try because I get it already. I know I can't just, like Statham. Okay, if he had him, let's say he had him spend it on a chandelier. Okay.
Yeah.
And they had to do something to keep from falling onto a bed of spikes. Statham would just flip himself over onto the chandelier, swing that thing over, and just jump over. Okay, he'd be on the other side.
Yeah, he's very action oriented. He's going to use his strength, and he's just going to use his strength and his skills to just get over. I mean, Statham's not a thinker.
No,
he's not a planner.
No,
he might,
but
he plans in the moment.
But Keanu was like, okay, he wants me to. I got to swing over here. I have to swing over here 9 times, and if I don't swing over here, if I don't spend those 9 times, because there's a counter, going on. If I don't do those 9 times, if I do it at 7, I'm dead. If I don't, I have to swing this chandelier back and forth 9 times, then jump over. He's going to try that 9 times. He's going to follow. But like I said, Statham just going to go, you know what? I'm just going to throw myself over top the chandelier. Boom. And then he's just going to jump over.
No, he jumps over. Does he hit the bed of spikes, or is he just like on
he's on the other side of the bed of spikes?
He's on the other side of the bed of spikes.
Yeah, he clears it.
So he's on the other side of the bed of spikes. He's like, "Hey, Jigsaw, what are you going to do now, motherfucker?" Looks like you're going to come up with a new plan. Yeah.
I cleared it. Fuck your counter. I'm not going to swing back and forth just to appease you. I'm going to get out of this my way.
Yeah.
And I mean, whereas, like I said, they're both going to have their own way of getting out of that scenario. Okay. I mean, I can tell you Keanu's going to swing and he may just say, hell with it. He may do something else. Statham may do something else.
And it's weird with Keanu, which Keanu? Like Keanu now? Like John Wick Keanu? Yeah, definitely. But like his past, his comedic past, I don't know. Well, I guess we're talking about now. We're not talking about his past, are we?
Yeah. No. But then now Keanu, he would be able to get out of that, predicament.
I think what's interesting here too is that I think they both would be able to get out. Now, you bring up a good point that Jason would probably just grab onto the chandelier, screw the rules, fuck it. I'm just gonna test it. He jumps over to the other side. He gets past the trap. Maybe Jigsaw's like, Jigsaw probably has a backup plan for that anyway.
Oh yeah,
like you did in Saw 2. Come into the next room. We have another trap for you there.
Yeah.
And what was the Jason Statham, what was that fantasy movie? What was that fantasy movie he did? God, it was something horrible. Something like the dragon. In the name of the king. In the name of the king.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have not not seen that.
That will be the next trap. The next trap. See, Jigsaw knows Jason Statham would get through that. So the next room, he'll be like, "Do you want to play a game?
Yeah.
You want to atone for your sins in the name of the king."
Right. Yeah.
It was a 60 million budget, and you only made 13 million from that. It was awful, something shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So he would have to, I guess, try to act his way out of that room, which would fall flat. Because, Jason Statham is great for action performances, but acting, oh man.
Like my mom, God bless her soul. She's, gone and she loved him in the Expendables movie. She loved him. She
he was great in Expendables.
Anything else. She would not watch him anything else. I tried to get her to watch Transporter. I tried to get her to watch The Mechanic. Actually, I don't think she was alive when The Mechanic came out. I tried to get her to watch Transporter. No, she would not. But if there was Expendables on, boom, right there.
By the way, I looked it up. Guess how? Guess what sort of rating In the Name of the King has on Internet Movie Database?
What's that?
3.8. 3.8. 3.8. I've seen B horror movies with a higher rating than this.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty bad. So if the next trap is Jason Statham has to act his way out of the room, like give a somewhat compelling performance.
He has to do a scene from a Shakespeare novel.
Yeah, that's what he has to do.
Did you see that? Without Romeo? Yeah.
Now, but here's the thing.
He has to do that.
If Keanu Reeves gets out of the first trap and he goes to the second trap, is he going to be able to act his way out too? Oh man, is Keanu Reeves a good actor too?
If you don't count Much Ado About Nothing.
Yeah.
If you don't count that one, it's. I've never seen it, but what I've been told is like, what was he thinking when he chose that one? Mm-hmm. But
I think he was trying to look for other roles. He didn't want to be typecasted and all that.
Yeah.
Now, if Keanu's he's proven himself to be a pretty formidable actor, I think. I know he has a lot of action performances, like in Speed and the Matrix, or whatever. And the Matrix is pretty much, whoa, man, whoa,
Yeah.
But there's a lot of physical performance that he had to put into there. But at least he didn't do anything as embarrassing as In the Name of the King. I don't know if can Keanu Reeves pull off an accent? Can he pull off a?
From what I've been told, no.
Well, maybe that won't even be the trap. If it is that trap, maybe Keanu Reeves will find some way to get out of it. Like maybe he'll use I don't know, maybe he'll find out like a weakness in the trap.
Yeah.
Jason Statham might actually try to perform. I think Keanu Reeves would know that he can't perform and be like, you know what? Fuck it. Where's the weakness? I'm going to try to exploit this thing.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. How did these two even get into the Saw trap to begin with?
That's what kind of makes you... Yeah,
Jigsaw would have to be...
your head.
Yeah, Jigsaw would have to be one crazy motherfucker to be able to, get these two guys into the same trap.
Yeah, I'm going to fuck with Jason Statham and Keanu Reeves. There's no way they're, strong enough to beat me.
Right?
Shit.
I remember
I'm not going to pick a weakling. I'm not going to pick a weakling. I'm going to pick these two guys here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they could both endure. I would imagine they could endure a lot of pain. Even take away their acting is out of it, and their movie performance out of it. Like they're both trained, very trained in mixed martial arts and all that.
Yeah.
Say what you will about their acting career and their performance in other movies, but they could both endure a lot of pain.
Oh yeah.
I would imagine that they could probably both outsmart it. But and I was trying to be on the Jason Statham side, but I think Keanu Reeves might be the smarter guy here. He might be the one who'd be more cunning and strategic, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it may take him a while, but he'll get it.
He'll get it. He'll get it. Hell, it took him a while in his acting career, but he got it. John Wick is great. John Wick 3 was awesome. That's a trilogy that was great.
I was very much when John Wick first came out, all my Facebook friends were like, go see this. I'm going, is it really that good? And they're like, yes, go see it. My brother and I went to see it. Bought it on DVD as soon as it came out. Like, recently I saw Knives Out.
Oh, I haven't seen Knives Out yet. Is it good?
With Daniel Craig. Oh my God, yes it is.
Okay.
And
yeah, I've heard good things about it. I was going to watch it last night, but I watched Demolition Man again.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I figured what's going on with the police right now, with people wanting to have no police. It's like, are you sure it's gonna look like Demolition Man? It's not gonna look good. It's not gonna look like that, guys.
Like I watched Crawl for the first time.
Crawl. Oh yeah, Crawl.
One about the alligators and the woman.
Shit.
That was a lot better than what I thought, because my brother was like, oh man, you gotta watch this movie, because my nephew's starting to get into whole sharks, alligators, the whole thing. Okay, he's starting to act like me when I was that age. I watched Kingdom of the Spiders and Jaws and Alligator and Island Claws and all that stuff there. He's getting into it now. And I bought him his own DVD copy of Jaws here recently. I told him, I said, here, that's yours. And he was just tickled pink. Of course, he watched Crawl, and that boy could tell you what the difference between a crocodile and alligator is. But I mean, Crawl's really good if you're looking for suspense, for jump scares. It's really good. Okay, check it out.
Yeah, and in the horror movies that use like real animals, like an alligator, or a crocodile, or like a shark, like in Jaws, like those to me, like they have a better effect, because I don't know. After watching Jaws, I can't swim in the ocean. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna go out deep. I'm afraid of sharks. People say, "Oh, sharks are friendly. They're not gonna mess with you," but they can, and they could, and they will.
Yeah.
I mean,
you hear about the stuff on the news, and you're like, "Can't hurt me." Really?
They have the capacity to kill you.
Do I need to remind you of the surfers they've bitten? Because I forgot what year it was. They were like all over Florida, and they were just like hovering like vultures.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot where. I know it was Florida, but I forgot what year that was.
I don't remember either. But I remember hearing a lot about it.
Packs. They were just in like packs where nobody. They had to literally close the beach, and they had to. I don't think they killed them. They just kind of hit them with tranquilizers and took them back out to sea.
Yeah, they got too close. Got to send them on back. They're killing the beach scene, man. Come on. But yeah, I mean, those sort of horror movies that use like real animals and things that could actually affect you. That for me, it sticks with me. I don't know about for anyone listening right now, but that's why I also like movies that have like a serial killer, or like the very first Halloween, where it's like it was Michael Myers. He escaped from a mental can't even speak right now. Mental facility. You don't know much about his past. They say he's insane. He's like an element of darkness or whatever. But like you don't know much about him other than that he's just this insane killer guy. That's fine with me. Like that stuff happens.
Yeah.
That stuff can happen, and you can cross paths with that. I wish I could say the same thing about The Purge, but I feel like The Purge was a concept that sounded cool on paper, but was just, handled badly,
Yeah.
I mean, if The Purge were to come out now, based on what we've seen from riots, maybe The Purge would be a much better movie. Maybe they can make it better. I don't know, but it's...
I've had a lot of people I talk to, they're like, they're going to make that real. They're going to do that eventually.
They might.
I mean, they might. It could be.
Depends on who you vote into office. It depends on who you vote in. Not to get political or anything, but I could see the side who's all about anti-cops being like, you know what? We don't need cops. We need a purge. That's what we need. We just need a day of cleansing. Yeah.
Just let you guys go around and loot and steal and, yeah.
All the businesses, all the major corporations would have security armed with guns to guard their stuff, and they would be shooting. If that was the state, if that was the situation, they would probably just be shooting. Like Jeff Bezos is not gonna let one of his like Amazon warehouses get raided by a bunch of rioters during a purge. Like he's gonna have armed guards shooting, and it might not even be pepper spray at that point.
Or he may just have like, tank, like doors made from tanks that just kind of like how like a panic room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He just probably take a door like that and just put it in front of the warehouse and just go, okay, from this time to this time in, boom, it's locked. It's locked shut. Once you're in, you're in.
That's it.
I'd like to get locked in an Amazon, And I've never
like
been to one.
Electrocuted too. So like the walls are electrocuted, so when people touch it, they get zapped. Shit, I can imagine that. Because there comes a point in time where like, if it's gonna be like a purge thing, if that's gonna be like a real life scenario, these corporations are not gonna want to lose all that money, and insurance companies are not gonna pay that money either. Because they're like, wait, no, we're not gonna pay that money. That's stupid. So they're gonna have to protect their assets, and they're gonna do that. And that would be, man, that's a crazy scenario. See, what we're talking about right now is a much better version of what the Purge movie could have been. Much better.
Yeah.
Much better. Man. Oh, man. Anyway, Brian J. Smith. It's great talking to you. It's been great talking to you.
Great talking to you too.
Is there do you have an idea when your new book is going to be out?
Well, I'm hoping to submit it to a publisher. I'm going to try a traditional publisher next month.
Okay.
I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to pull off a miracle and get this done by next month. I'm going to submit it, and hopefully, something happens. I'll be crossing my fingers.
Mm-hmm.
I've already got projects I want to start after I'm done with it. And I usually take about like 5 days before I start another project. But yeah, like I said, I hope to get it done by next month so I can submit it next month to an actual publisher.
Okay. All right, that sounds pretty good. So in next month, I hope to see it. If I see it pop up, I'll definitely grab a copy and read it and review it. And hopefully by that time, I could bring you back on the show and we can go in more detail into the book.
Sure.
All right, well, Mr. Smith, it's been great talking to you. Guys, ladies, if you enjoy this, press the like button, share, subscribe. It really helps the show, even though this whole YouTube channel has been completely demonetized. There is a podcast side of this on iTunes and on Spreaker and whatever podcast app you use. So, show your support that way as well. Anyway, I'll take it easy.